There was a story of a man that I would like to share with you. Growing up, his father died when he was 3 years old, and he was raised primarily by his mother. She worked 3 jobs just to keep the house and pay the bills for the family. Seeing his mother's work ethic inspired him, and even though he didn't come from the most fortunate of situations, he was quick to learn about the value of money. In 1940, he graduated from high school and went to attend college at UW-Milwaukee. While he was attending school, he also worked as a salesman for a local company. He had a lot of success in sales, so after 2 years of college, he dropped out. Over the years, he got married, had 7 children, and built a house. But shortly after his house was built, he was laid off from his job after 21 years in sales. Now most people in this situation probably would have panicked. No job, a family to support, and a mortgage payment now due on the new house. That is a liability, not an asset, remember. He didn't panic though, because he understood money. He lived a modest lifestyle, didn't overspend, and invested what he could in the stock and bond markets, and did so successfully. So he took his assets that he had acquired over the years and used them to open up a bar. His bar was successful, but he was only renting the property. And that's a common theme used amongst entrepreneurs. It's to rent first because it gives you less risk and more flexibility because you're not tied down to a mortgage. Then in 1972, he purchased the property. Not only was the property a bar, but it also had 4 apartments above it, and they were also used for additional revenue. Fast forward to retirement. Well, this salesman that had 6 children, a new house, and was temporarily unemployed, ended up growing his net worth to over $2 million. This man was my grandpa. If this example isn't blatantly obvious how anyone in this country can come from nothing and make something out of themselves, then I don't know what is. Henry Reppa learned from a young age how to make money work for him, and he acquired many different assets to put his family in a great financial position. Let's break down which asset classes he accumulated to help him reach his retirement goal. There are 3 main asset classes: business, real estate, and equities. His business was the bar. This is typically the most difficult asset class to obtain because it can take a lot of thought and money to start up. And there's no guarantee of success with business. When it comes to business, some people think that they have to come up with $1 million idea that's never been done before. That's not true. In this example, there are plenty of bars everywhere, but some are run much better than others. Find your niche, and remember, you don't necessarily have to quit your job to start a business. Try developing it in your free time while keeping your job so you don't have to stress yourself out on this business being your sole source of income. The next asset class is real estate, which in our story was the apartments above the bar. Real estate can be a great source of consistent revenue, but there is more to it than just buying a property and collecting rental income. There's also managing it and financing the property. And when purchasing the property, you always need to consider the property prices. If you purchase quality properties and have a realistic outlook on how much you're looking to charge in rent, real estate can be a great asset class to own. Which brings us to equities. This is my favorite asset class, and also the easiest class to start acquiring. Equities can be stocks, mutual funds, and bonds. The best part about equities is that it is a passive investment, because once you start buying them, you don't have to do any further work with them besides decide when or if you would sell them. The other benefit is, unlike real estate, you can buy and sell equities in seconds from your cell phone or computer. Reconsider the story of Henry Reppa. Reaching financial freedom is possible for anyone of any background. Now, our roads to reaching financial freedom might not all be the same, but I can guarantee the journey will include utilizing at least one if not all 3 of these asset classes. Just remember, the most important thing is buying assets and not liabilities.